Hello everyone, we're going to go ahead and get started on this wonderful recipe. It's called a gyro. Some people call it euro, some people call it gyros. Just call it good. It is a very easy sandwich to make, and I'll go over the ingredients later. You know, in my last video, I did a French dip sandwich from part of a chuck roast. Well, the other half, we're going to make this. And just like I explained before on the last video, go ahead and wash and pat dry. In a nice sized bowl, a plastic bag, whatever you like to marinate your meat in. Add a little bit of olive oil. And I have one large onion. You can either grate it or paste it up. Get a real nice sized onion. And now for the garlic, you know, just like butter, garlic make everything taste better. So we get about 3 nice sized cloves or 4. You can go ahead and mince that up and add it in. And now I'm adding a little bit of yogurt. I use Greek yogurt because that's what I have on hand. You can use regular yogurt, or if you want to thin it out, you can add a little milk to your Greek yogurt. And now I'm going to add about a heaping tablespoon of tomato paste. Let's go ahead and throw that in there. This really is easy. It's about throwing everything in that bowl. And we have 2 tablespoons each of cumin, paprika, and coriander. Go ahead and add 2 teaspoons of marjoram. If you don't have that, you can substitute with oregano or thyme. Now, as you saw, we got some more spices to add. I added 2.5 teaspoons of salt. Also added a half a teaspoon of black pepper. A little bit of cayenne, and you know, that's all up to you. I did add a half of a teaspoon of allspice. Last but not least, add a little bit of lemon juice. I've added about a tablespoon and a half. I'm going to marinate this for about 12 hours. You need to do at least 2 hours to get some flavor in there. The longer, the better. So 12 hours was perfect. Alrighty, it's the next day and it's time to put it in the oven. Of course, you can see that the meat has turned darker, and that's because of the lemon juice. So don't worry, it's still going to be good to eat. I'm just scraping some of that garlic and onion off because I don't want it to burn. And now I'm going to add 2 of my little taste testing strips. You just got to have them. I'm adding about a cup of beef stock. You can use beef broth or water. Make sure you preheat that oven to 300 degrees Fahrenheit. Now, after about 2 hours, it is done. I let it sit for about 30 minutes because I was doing something else. That's why it's a little harder, which is what I wanted. I want to be able to slice this. Now, you can cook it until it falls apart, but I wanted mine sliced, and you'll see how I do that coming up. Now, typically the meats for these type of sandwiches are cooked on a vertical spit and then sliced off. So the edges tend to get crispy. So I'm going to slice it. I'm going to put it on a small pan, and then I'm going to broil it to get some of those crispy bits. It's something about when you put it in a broiler that just really brings out the flavor. Now you can see it's got enough fat marbling to keep it juicy. I'm not broiling all the slices, just a few, and then I'm going to cut it up and mix it with my remaining meat. You do have to be careful when it's in the broiler because you don't want it to burn. It's okay to get a little char though, but you don't want it to burn. As you can see, it's still juicy. And let me just tell you, the smell was amazing. You have really got to try this one. I know I say that for everyone, don't I? But I really mean it. And we're gonna move on to the bread because we gotta have something to put it on, right? I'm using a naan bread. That's what my son brought home to me because he couldn't find any flatbread, but this was perfect. I just buttered it up a little just to make it a little soft so it can actually be pliable and be held. And that was only for a few seconds on high. And now I'm just going to go ahead and construct the sandwich, starting with the meat. Now you can make it simple with just some lettuce and tomato. You can add some tzatziki sauce. Hopefully I said that right. That's typically what is put on a gyro. But I'm using garlic sauce because I love garlic, as you know. And I just prefer this sauce. I'm also foregoing the lettuce and tomato for Israeli salad, which is onions, tomatoes, and cucumbers. I'll put the recipe right here for you. It does give it a nice little crunchy texture. I'm just going to sprinkle just a little bit of cumin for my taste. And of course, I'm going to add that garlic sauce. And I'm going to post the recipe up at the top. You can use 3 raw garlics. I use 2 roasted garlics and 1 raw garlic clove, some mayo, olive oil, some yogurt, a little bit of salt, and some lemon juice. I let it sit in the the refrigerator for a little while, just to get those flavors mingling. And of course, voila, here we have it. Now, I typically like my sauce like the texture of sour cream, but you can thin it out with a little milk if you desire. It does make it easier to drizzle over your sandwich there. I'm okay with some dollops. Now, I'm not finished yet. Of course, I already have red onions in my cucumber salad there, but I'm going to go extra. I'm going to add a little bit of pickled onions. And it's so simple to make. Here's the recipe with the onions. Now, of course, these still are fresh. I didn't keep them in the refrigerator that long, probably about an hour in the brine, but it was still so good. To me, the longer you keep it in the brine, the better. And there you have it. Because I softened them up, now you can grab it and hold it like a sandwich. Of course, this is a hefty one. I gave this one to my son. It was a bit big for me, but it was so good. Now, if you're looking for more options and you did not see the first half of this chuck roast being used, go ahead and press this video right here and it'll take you to the French dip sandwich. Thank you for watching. I appreciate you all so much. And don't forget to hit that like button. Also, subscribe. Let me know down in the comments if you have made this or something similar. I appreciate all your comments. Thank you. Have a great day. And I'll see you on the next one.